Hello. So we decided to switch it up this month. Instead of Stephanie asking the interview questions, I'm going to go ahead and ask her some questions we came up with. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Alina. I'm the operations associate at SSA. I do all the day-to-day operations, the marketing, the newsletters that you guys receive. I help put those together. So without further ado, let's get into these questions. Steph, the first one we have, we're going to kind of reflect on the year since we're approaching the new year. What was the greatest lesson you learned this year?
There were so many. I don't know where to start. This year was a really interesting year. I started off the year with a 4-year-old and a 3-year-old. A 4-year-old and a 3-month-old. And kind of just still really iffy with the pandemic. We luckily got to take a big trip in January and did a road trip with our kids to some mountain towns in Utah and Montana and Wyoming, which was really, really cool. I think the biggest lesson is just that life has to keep going, and we can't get caught up in the day-to-day and the weeds. I think some of us really get stuck in kind of the news and the media and what's going on, and we forget that we're all living, and we have to continue our lives. And one quote that just actually resonated with me yesterday that I saw was something along the lines of like every morning we get the choice to create the life that we want to live. And I just really try each morning. I want to actually get this framed so that when I'm taking a shower each morning, I look at that this is a choice that we have, that we actually get to choose the life that we're living. And so I think that was the biggest lesson is really no matter what happens with what we're going through that we don't have control over, we actually do have control over the lives that we live and how to move that.
That's great. So for 2022, what is on your vision board?
So I haven't created my vision board yet, but I actually did start this last year. Our family sat down at the end of 2020, and we created a vision board. And of course, I spent a little bit more time on it, and probably was the only one in our family that actually completed it. But it had a lot to do with just like really trying to be a good leader at the company and really just take ownership over the fact that we have really an amazing team, and wanting to continue to like empower these women that are super great, driven women, to just show them and create a path for them to continue kind of upward professional development and movement. I also have, I think moving into 2021, I think I want to definitely continue to like hone in on more leadership skills to run a successful company. We have some big kind of goals for the company, but also just personally, I really want, it'd be really great to be able to continue taking time that we do with a family to go on vacation. What else do I have on my vision board? This year, I want to commit to reading 40 books this year, whether it be through Audible or actually physically reading a book. Sadly, like one of my other items on my vision board is just not to be on my phone in the car, which I think is silly. But like you just pick it up when you're at a stoplight. And so I really want to get out of that. So sadly, I think that's part of it too, is just being a little bit more present in all the little moments throughout the day. Yeah, I haven't created it yet, so I have to think through that a little bit more. But I think the biggest thing is just focusing on just really knowing and committing to that we are all responsible for the lives that we're creating, and that we can choose each morning to create, and be grateful for the life that we have.
Yes, I love that quote. That motivates me to start my 2022 vision board. Okay, when you think back on this past year, what are you most proud of yourself for?
I love this question. I thought about it. I feel like I'm most proud of myself for, even through a pandemic and even like going through a crazy 2020, just coming into this year feeling really, really strong about the trajectory of our company. We all have such an amazing team. I feel like everybody from day one, was, going into the new year was trained and ready to go. We initiated lots of different marketing efforts like this newsletter that you've been so amazing at putting together each month and kind of owning this project. I felt really good about staying really optimistic and positive about this year and the trajectory of this year, and really kind of feeling like as we bring on new accounts, like nothing can stop us, you know? And I think part of having the confidence when we go into meetings and we're securing new accounts and we're presenting ourselves, like I know with 100% guarantee that we're going to do an amazing job for our clients. And I think just having that confidence this year, really stepping into that confidence more than I ever have before, I think I'm really proud of that because I really do feel like there's no client too big, and we do an amazing job. So, and that's all because of our team that I have behind me as well.
Yeah, no, we have a great team. And I always see you in the Slack channel. We can do it. We got it. You guys are amazing. All that is so good to hear and to read throughout the day. So thank you for being you. Let's see. When you think of SSA, what message do you want them to leave with? What mark do you want to leave?
I think the biggest thing that we've always prided ourselves on is our customer service. It's the human touch, the concierge service with a human touch and a smile. And even though I feel like the human touch has been lacking the past couple of years, just with what we've been going through, I do hope that the smile comes across over the phone when we interact with our clients. We are in an industry that isn't the most pleasant to deal with at times. We're getting phone calls from employees, from clients, and it's usually when there's an issue. People are at the doctor, their ID card isn't working, they're in the emergency room, they get a bill they don't think they should get. I mean, we're dealing with things that are really sensitive to people where people feel really vulnerable and they're not quite sure how to navigate health insurance and health insurance companies and dealing with claims. And so I think I'm really proud of, and when I think of what I want to leave an impression on, it's really that people feel like they can trust us, they can build a relationship with us. And when they call us, they have confidence that we're just going to handle it and deliver on our promise. And I feel really proud of that too. So that's the mark I want to leave, is when they think of SSA, they think of concierge service, they think of that human touch with a smile. And they just, one thing I'll never forget from my previous job, Keith Eck, who's the owner of the financial planning firm, you know, one of his first things he said when I took on this customer service role at his company was, when you pick up the phone, I want that to change their day. Like the conversation they have with you, I want you to make their day better by them calling our office. And I just always remembered that, you know, we have the ability to make an impression on people and really help them kind of change their day. And that's ultimately what I think I have a passion for. I think on the flip side, when people think of our company, when it comes to like employees, I want them to leave. I don't want them to leave, but if they do leave to move on for their, you know, professional development, I want them to look back thinking like, wow, that was a really great company. They've developed a great culture. And it just leaves a positive impression, and that they've learned something that they can take with them for their future growth.
Yeah, that's great. Well, that's all the questions I have for you. I'm excited about the new year.
Thanks, Alina. You're doing an awesome job on the newsletter, and thanks for the interview. And thanks, clients. Hopefully you listen to this and it's helpful, and you find our newsletter, I don't know, get something out of it as it comes across your email each month.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks.